Hello everyone, welcome to the new Funday Friday. It is July 5th, the day after the greatest holiday that was ever thought up in the history of all mankind, Independence Day, July 4th. Thank you, Will Smith, for saving the earth in 1996 from the aliens. We really do appreciate it. And thank you to all the folks in the American Revolution. We do appreciate you. Man, that was absolutely amazing. It is National Hawaii Day, so if you are watching us from Hawaii, literally put it in the comment section. We would love to see if there's anybody out there from Hawaii watching. Make sure you put it in the comment section. But happy Hawaii Day, everyone. It's also National Bikini Day. Hey, hey. So, no, Jordan, keep it up here. This is the moneymaker right here. So if there's anybody out there, got a picture of anybody in a bikini and you want to send it to us, we'd really appreciate it. It is National Bikini Day, so we'll celebrate that. But yes, this is the new Funday Friday where, of course, we're going to give you more information. We're going to be more informative, which is also giving you more information. We're going to be a little bit more professional, less antic-y. But when we come back from this little segue, little intro, we're going to show you how to do some Asian roasted chicken. Roasted Asian chicken. Asian roasted chicken. Either way, it's going to be absolutely delicious.
Recteq lifestyle, do do do, do do do, do do do. Recteq lifestyle.
Did you know they're 20% off right now because we're running our July 4th sale? What? That's right, our July 4th sale, you get 20% off of all accessories, apparel, rubs, and sauces just by entering the code recteq20. That's all capital, R-E-C-T-E-C, the number 2, the number 0, in the promo code during checkout on our website. Speaking of our website, boy, you really should sign up for our newsletter. A lot of awesome winners here lately just because they signed up for the newsletter. Just go to recteqgirls.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom, put your email address where it says become an insider, and you too can win yourself something. But it is all about hot and fast grilling. Last week was an amazing first new Funday Friday episode. You guys just got your grill. We're showing you the process of delivery, assembly, and burn-in. We gave you some great tips and tricks. We want you to be successful right out of the box. So today we're talking all about high heat cooking. We're going to do a really easy recipe here on a cast iron skillet. We got ourselves a little chicken here. This is about 4.5 to 5 pound chicken. We spatchcocked it, which means we cut out the backbone and kind of filleted it open. But the first step in this recipe is we want to make a delicious kind of spicy Asian butter. So I've got 2 sticks of butter there. We're going to do about a tablespoon of Asian Persuasion, available at recteqgirls.com. It's got some ginger, some sriracha powder, some granulated honey. We've also got some yellow sriracha. It's got some chili in there, so it's going to give us some heat. And then we're also going to gingerfy it up a little bit more. This is what's going to make it kind of Asian-y, and that was about a tablespoon of that. So we'll mix all of this together. Now you don't want to put any garlic in there just yet, because that garlic could burn later on. We're going to add a little bit of garlic to it in just a little bit. But again, it's a 4 to 5 pound chicken that we spatchcocked and filleted open. And the first step was making that butter. The next step is we're going to go over here to the RecTeq. Now I've had it sitting at 400, but we're going to crank it up. I'm going to go to full, and I want this bad boy, we're going to 500, excuse me. I want this bad boy to be as hot as possible. What we're going to do is we're going to put about half of this butter back into our cast iron skillet here. And we're going to go skin side down so we can render out some of that fat. And again, this is going to be super, super easy, guys. We're at 400 now. We're going to be sitting at 500. We're going to let that go for about 25, 30 minutes. till the skin is exactly where we want it to be. But yeah, this is all about high heat cooking this episode. High heat cooking is essentially 425 and above, 450 or above with me. This is none of the 300 to 400 degrees. This is high heat cooking. We really want to set you up for success. And again, if you were with us last week, we were talking about a searing kit. Searing kit is a great accessory, but you really want to, there's a couple of tips and tricks that we are going to give you a little later on that we want to make sure that you're aware about. Also, Chef Greg and Chef John, they're really going to teach you a thing or two about some high heat grilling today. But we're going to visit Chef Greg. He's actually out at his house in Aiken, South Carolina, and he's going to show us how to cook some bomb Asian salmon. I actually cooked salmon yesterday, but Chef Greg's going to show us how to cook some Asian salmon as well as some vegetables. He's out there at Aiken, South Carolina. Let's go to Chef Greg.
What's up, recteq family? Chef Greg here with you today. I'm going to show you one of our favorite recipes to do here at the house. It's going to be hoisin glazed salmon. This is an easy recipe you guys can prep the night before or first thing in the morning, and when you get home from a busy day, just simply throw it on the recteq. We have a full side of salmon, and oftentimes if you guys buy larger pieces of fish and meat, it can save you a couple bucks. So normally this would be about $13 a pound, and so if we bought that whole side, this was only $10.99 a pound. And again, huge savings here. This is going to feed everybody in the family with a couple pieces for leftovers. So first and foremost, we're going to go ahead and get that skin cut off, and you can ask your fishmonger to do that as well, but it really isn't very difficult at all. We'll grab a nice sharp knife and we'll kind of cut it right by the tail here, and we'll hold on real tight and basically just push it right off. But to make it easier, this fatty piece, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off first. And again, if you want to save that, there's a little bit of meat on there, not too much, but again, you can use that for things like fish cakes. So again, I'll take that knife, basically hold onto that fish and just pull back and let that knife be my guide, and that skin will come right off. And if anybody in the family needs a belt, there you go. Beautiful, super easy. We'll show you the back of that. We'll go ahead and get this in a pan and we'll get our marinade made. All right, now that we've gone ahead and prepped our salmon, let's go ahead and make the marinade. This is a great marinade for all sorts of fish, beef, chicken, vegetables. To do is season the backside of the fish. So I'm just going to flip this over real quick, hit it with a little Asian persuasion. We'll hit this side as well. And then we'll take some of that marinade and just kind of pour it over the top. And just using that brush, we'll kind of just paint it around. And this can sit in the fridge for, 4 to 6 hours. Again, this is something you can do before you go to work, and then when you come home, we can actually just put this entire piece of fish on the recteq. Looking good. We'll get this in the fridge for about 4 to 6 hours. All right, so we've got some cabbage and mushrooms and broccoli and zucchini and snow peas. We'll take that reserve marinade and we can mix that with our vegetables. And again, this can be in the fridge right alongside the fish for a couple hours and get some great flavor in there. And that way all we have to do is when we get home from work, simply just put them on a grill mat and they can cook side by side on the Bull RT700. One of the feature benefits of the Bull RT700 is that you can cook your entire meal at the same time. In today's recipe, the salmon and the roasted vegetables are going to cook side by side at 425 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes, and the vegetables should be golden brown and delicious. salmon looks amazing, guys. It couldn't be any easier. In under 30 minutes, this entire piece of fish was cooked at an internal of 125 degrees. And I love cooking it whole because one, it creates a more moist fish, and plus everybody can kind of get as much or as little as they like. And if there's any leftovers, this is fantastic in a salad or a lettuce wrap the next day cold.
Man, that Asian salmon looked absolutely delicious that Chef Greg cooked up. But yeah, for July 4th yesterday, I cooked myself up some salmon and did it at about the same temp that Greg did it at. I was a little bit higher. I was about 475. It took about 20 minutes for me, but it was absolutely delicious. You see, I just put that garlic back into our leftover butter here. That's going to give us a little bit more flavor, and of course we're going to put it in later so that way the garlic does not burn. We definitely do not want the garlic to burn. So guys, with recteq grills, they are pellet grills, and most pellet grills work on they cook the food with indirect convection current, okay? And that's going to be a little bit different. Well, actually going to be a lot different from your gas or charcoal grill. Your gas or charcoal grill, the heat is right up underneath the food normally, unless you're cooking, you know, indirect, unless you set it up indirect. But the difference between convection cooking and direct current cooking, direct current is right up underneath that meat. It's bombarding it. It's constantly hitting it. You're more likely to get that caramelization. You're more likely to burn your food. But the convection current, you know, it uses that heat and it circulates that heat and that smoke around your food. And there's no need to flip because, you know, the heat and the smoke is coming in from all different directions. So there's actually no need to flip your food. There's actually no need for a rotisserie. It's kind of overkill. If you were to install a rotisserie in here, you know, the convection current would rotate around the meat regardless. There's absolutely no need for a rotisserie. That's another good reason to buy yourself a pellet grill. It's a lot more versatile. And again, it's really, really hard to burn something, guys. We really want to set you up for success when you purchase a grill from us. So don't forget, make sure you keep on tuning in because we're going to have some awesome tips and tricks for you that'll help you on your recteq journey. Again, our grills, recteq grills, use a convection style current that actually rotates around the meat and then exits the grill. We put a deflector shield over the fire pot that sends the heat to the left and to the right. We put our drip pan in there. That drip pan serves two purposes: catches the grease and helps it exit the machine. It also sends the heat to the front and to the back, which gives you that convection current, and then of course it exits the grill. Man, I totally forgot about my dad joke, Jordan.
You got a dad joke?
I've got a dad joke. So with July 4th, you know, being yesterday, Independence Day, I've got an American joke for you. So why are there no knock-knock jokes about America? Why are there no knock-knock jokes about America?
Jody, why are there no knock-knock jokes about America?
Thank you so much, country, because freedom rings. And that was your dad joke of the week. You guys follow me on social media. You'll get a dad joke every day. Check out my stories on Instagram and Facebook. But sorry about that, Jordan. I totally went out of order. But a couple of tips, guys, when you're searing on the recteq, you know, that searing kit is a really great accessory. It really helps, you know, because of course stainless steel is the least conductive metal out there, and that's the metal we use for our grates. The reason why we use that metal is because it's going to last a lot longer than any other metal out there, okay? But it is the least conductive metal, so it doesn't give off much of that heat. So if you set your grill to 500, those grates are not going to heat up to 500 degrees, okay? So we place the searing kit in there, and the searing kit actually helps mimic a gas or a charcoal grill, okay? You're actually going to cook on top of it, and it actually heats up hotter than the grill does. For example, if you set the grill to 500, that searing kit's going to get up to about 600 to 650 degrees hotter. And again, Chef John, he's got an amazing video that I want you to watch. He was actually cooking some steaks from Cattle Company. We want to thank them for sending us some steaks. You guys visit cowsteaks.com. But let's check this chicken really quick before we go to John. Again, I've got it set at 500 degrees. We're cooking on a large cast iron skillet here. Let me lift this up. It's not going to be ready to turn just yet, but I want to show you we got some good caramelization going right now. And then I'm actually, before I flip this, I'm going to season the bottom. I'm going to flip it, and then I'm going to season it with some of that Asian Persuasion rub. But check out this video from Chef John. He's going to knock these steaks out of the park. Make sure you pay attention. He's going to give you some great tips and tricks.
Hey guys, I'm recteq Chef John here, and today I'm so excited. We're doing a hot and fast cook. I've got some delicious steaks donated by Cattle Company, and we're going to be showing you the difference between the rail side and the flat side on our sear kit. Let's get started. So what you want to do first is you want to go ahead and put your sear kits on. We have one side flat and one side railed up. After that, you want to go ahead and set your grill to full, and then let it get to about 450 degrees. Once it reaches 450 degrees, you want to give it another 15 minutes, and then you'll be ready to put your steaks on. So I have these beautiful American Wagyu Ribeyes from Cattle Company. They look so great. What we're going to do is we're going to hit them with my favorite for beef, Ben's heifer dust. Give them a nice healthy amount, which the heifer dust can be found at recteqgrills.com, along with these beautiful black nitrile gloves. So nice, both sides. So what we're going to do next is we're going to place these three steaks on the three different parts of the grill. The regular grates, the sear kit, which we have the rail side up, and then the sear kit, which we have the flat side. Let's do it. We're going to cook these steaks 5 minutes per side for a perfect medium. So our steaks came out 3 different ways off of the same grill. The standard grates, you can see, did a great job. We have a little bit of char and sear on there. It looks delicious. This steak looks perfect. Now, moving on to the steaks that came off of our sear kit, you can see on the rail side up, you can see that you have the diamond marks that you look for on any steak, and then we have the flat side of the sear kit. It gives you this awesome blackening like crust, a crust of flavor. It looks delicious. I'm so proud of these things. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Crust and flavor, oh my God, so good. I'm recteq Chef John, saying quality of food is quality of life. We'll see you at the recteq.
Oh man, now I'm not gonna lie, the steak that, I love Brad Barrett, I love grill grates as a product. I'm not gonna lie, I have them on my grill, I use them all the time. But when John was cooking those steaks, and we tasted the steak that was actually cooked on the recteq grate, that was the most popular steak and most voted steak. I'm not gonna lie, that is the truth. Jordan, he's holding the camera right now. He was one of the guys that actually voted for that steak. So you can do awesome high heat cooks without any accessories on these grills, okay guys? Don't be afraid to experiment. Perfect example, my dad, he had the grill for about a year, got him the sear kit one year for Christmas. He looks at me, he's like, what is this for? And I'm like, yeah, Dad, you know, you put it on your grill and you're gonna cook better hamburgers and hot dogs. He was like, no way, Jose. He was like, I like how the grill cooks without anything in it. So I actually have an extra sear kit lying around if anybody wants one. No, I'm just joking. But again, let's check out this chicken really quick, guys. We're cooking this at 500 degrees on the Bull RT 700. We got a huge, large cast iron skillet in there. Look at it just bubbling away. We're gonna put a little bit of that JODY'S Asian Persuasion on there. And then we're gonna flip this bad bird. Oh yeah, there we go, Jordan. You see a little bit of that caramelization right there. We're gonna put some seasoning on there. and we're gonna let it go another 10 minutes. Okay, guys, we're gonna let this chicken go at 500 degrees in that Lodge cast iron skillet another 10 minutes. Then, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take all these vegetables. I've got some small potatoes halved, got some beautiful purple potatoes, got some onions quartered, and I've got some green peppers here. We're gonna mix in a little bit of this olive oil. And I love these bowls. This is a great accessory to have at your house, just to mix things up with. Get these bowls, they're available on Amazon. So in about 10 minutes, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that chicken off. I'm actually gonna place these potatoes in, and then I'm gonna put that chicken right on top of those vegetables, and we're gonna let that baby ride about 20 to 30 minutes. Now, if we were using a more high-walled cast iron, okay, it's gonna restrict a lot of airflow. So you see that cast iron skillet I have in there, it's got very short walls on it. You don't wanna use like a pot or anything like that, because of course it's gonna obstruct a lot of that convection current that you want cooking your food. And I can tell you that from personal experience, because when I tried this recipe 3 times this week, I used a high-walled cast iron skillet, and it did not come out very good. The skin was very tough and rubbery. It didn't get to render down. And then I got this giant Lodge cast iron skillet with the short walls on it. It absolutely works out perfect. But right now, we really want to set you up for success. We want to talk about avoiding grease fires, okay, guys? When you're cooking it, there's higher temperatures. You are more likely, okay, you are more likely to cause a grease fire. So, a couple of tricks and tips. You really want to cook on the right-hand side when you're cooking something super hot and super greasy, because when the grease drips down, it doesn't have very far to go to exit and get in your bucket, okay? Also, you always want to have your sear kit on the right-hand side for the grease aspect. Also, so you don't throw off your RTD temperature probe. Again, do you remember when Chef John was telling you about it, you know, the searing kit actually creates its own heat and it gets hotter than the grill does. So if you set it over there by the RTD temperature probe, it's gonna actually monitor, it's gonna register that, and it's actually gonna kind of throw it off and not allow it to work as hard as it needs to maintain that 500 degrees that we have it set at. So those are a couple of great tips. Also, when you're grilling and cooking at higher temperatures, you really have a much smaller window for your internal temperature, okay? Because, you know, when you're cooking a pork butt, you know, you're at 250, you know, and it takes, you know, in increments of 10 to 15 to maybe even 20 to 30 minutes to go up 1 degree. When you're doing steaks, hamburgers, chicken breasts, pork chops, anything at those higher temperatures, your window is a little bit shorter. And yes, you may have to you know, monitor it a little bit more, but that Smart Grill Technology PID algorithm with the Pellet Wi-Fi connectivity is going to allow you to do that from the air conditioner inside, instead of sitting out in the elements like we are right now sweating. But again, cast iron is also a great thing to add to your cooking arsenal. You can do a ton of things in it. You can bake, you can sear, you can do casseroles. I mean, you can literally do anything in a good set of cast iron. So if you're out at a yard sale and somebody's selling it, pick that stuff up. Okay, guys, because it's worth a pretty penny. It's worth a lot more than the metal that it's made from. Now, if you're getting a new set of cast iron or old, you definitely want to make sure it's seasoned. So we've actually got an ambassador, my man Tim Shelburne. He is absolutely amazing. You guys got to follow him. It's T Shelburne on Instagram. He's actually going to give us a little bit of a cast iron tutorial here, and he's going to learn you something. So let's go to Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim Shelburne. Today we're going to talk about seasoning cast iron. A couple of things we're going to need is a crispy stick and the crispy swipe. These are the 2 things we're going to use to season our cast iron with. Also, use some paper towels, and then these cotton gloves work great. This will help us keep us from burning our hands and also keep the grease off our fingers. Okay, so now we have both grills fired up. I've got this grill, the Bullseye, at 200 degrees. I've got the Trailblazer at 400 degrees. So the process for seasoning this cast iron with the Crispy product is place these items into the 200 degree grill for about 10 minutes or so. Let them get warm. And then we'll apply the seasoning to the pan and then wipe it off. And then we'll place these into the 400-degree grill for an hour so that it seals and bakes it into the cast iron. So next step's going to be drop these in. You want to put them face down because this is the surface that you want to season. It's okay if they don't fit, just kind of set them on top of each other. So we're going to let these sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, get up to about 200 degrees, and then the next step will be applying the seasoning. Okay, so we've had these in this bullseye for about 15 minutes or so. So the next step is going to be, go ahead and turn your grill off, you don't need it. I'll let you cook on it here a little bit. Go ahead and pull these guys off. Use a hot glove, because these guys are 200 degrees. So I'm going to set these on, these little trivets here, just to cool down just a little bit. So, there we go. Now what you can do is, I'm just going to go ahead and glove up with both these cotton gloves. You can get these at Harbor Freight, pretty cheap. Okay, so what you can do next is you're going to have your seasoning or swipe. Now you can use paper towels to apply this, or you can use your recteq towel if you have one. Either way, I just use paper towels. So what we're going to do is just get some of these guys out, get them ready. So what you do is, with the seasoning, is just apply it all over. All the way around. So next step, take your towel, just wipe this in every little spot. You do this inside, you do it outside. So you might need to apply more crispy on this side. And then once you're done, we'll just place these into a recteq Trailblazer. Okay, the cast iron has been on the Trailblazer at 400 degrees for about an hour. So this stuff is done. So if you, as you can see in here, all these pans have a nice sheen on them now. So these guys are ready to go. I'm going to grab another little glove because they are hot. Hotter than these gloves will handle. So if you look on the inside here, get a really nice sheen. And that is it right there. That's your crispy seasoning. This is what you get. So check those guys out. So what you want to do now is just let these pans cool, obviously. Once they do cool, you can just wipe them down. There may be a little bit of residue left on there, and then you're good to cook.
I'm telling you, I follow Tim Shelburne on all of his social media, and he just brings an absolute smile to my face every time I see him. He actually tried to shoot that video without including his beautiful face, and I told him, absolutely not, Tim. I want to see you in your natural element, and I want to see that beautiful face of yours. So big shout out to our man Tim Shelburne. You can follow him at @tshelburne on Instagram. He is one of our amazing recteq customers, and he's also a Komodo Joe guru. He's got a lot of also awesome grills on his back porch. So guys, make sure you follow him for an all-around good grilling experience. Come on over here, Jordan. Let's check out this chicken really quick. You see, we've got some amazing color on it. Now, we're not done yet. We're going to set it right there just for right now. We're going to put a little bit of that Asian persuasion up on these veggies. And again, I love these mixing bowls. They make life easier. They're also amazing for wings. But we'll just put those in there. Look at how beautiful that is. And then We'll put our chicken back on top. And that, you can see how it's sitting up higher. That convection current and smoke are really, really gonna penetrate it, help cook it further, and this will take probably another 20 to 30 minutes. We want those vegetables to be fork tender, so when we're putting a fork in them, it goes through them. We also want that chicken to at least reach 165 degrees. Normally we take it to about 170, 180. It seems to be a little bit more tender when we take chicken up that high. But again, if you pull it at 165, you're gonna be nice and safe.
Where can they see that finished product, Joe?
Absolutely, Jordan. When we go off the air here, we go live on Twitter, and we will probably be pulling that bad boy off and eating it during Twitter. So make sure when we go off the air here, you follow us on there. Jordan, our Twitter expert, gives you a behind the scenes rundown of all things recteq here at the worldwide recteq headquarters. And if you saw after Chef Greg's segment, you saw that awesome icer cooler giveaway. Don't forget that icer cooler. We're going to give you enough Dirty Girl to fill it. We're also going to give away a wild side with that bad boy. A wild side, that's right. That is the wild side RT A850. This bad boy is available for $17.99 at recteqgrills.com, but you can win one. You just have to go to the recteq Facebook page and read that whole entire thing, because there's a lot of stuff you got to do to enter. Make sure you do it all, because you can win yourself a grill, a cooler, and enough Dirty Girl to last you a Thursday. But again, guys, today's episode was all about high heat cooking. High heat cooking is usually done 425 or 450 and up. You really, really, really want to watch the grease fires, guys. Another personal experience of mine, when I first got the RT680, used to be the RT680 for those of you that are just now here, but I had my RT680. I did like 6 large butts. There was a bunch of grease all over my drip pan, and I was like, you know what? I want to do some hamburgers. So I jacked that bad boy all the way up to 500, and in about 20 minutes, my whole grill was engulfed with the grease fire. So you want to make sure you change your foil often. You also want to make sure that you cook on the right-hand side. That way that grease does not have very far to go. And anytime you're cooking anything super, super greasy, and you want to cook something like hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken breasts, pork chops after, make sure you change your foil. Make sure you let the grill cool down and then change your foil. But that will definitely save you a headache. But yeah, guys, what else? I wrote down some tips and tricks. Oh yeah, a lot of folks are saying that they really can't get that smoke flavor out of those higher temperatures. Well, when that grease drips down on that searing kit, a little bit of dripology happens, and that grease actually fizzles up and actually bounces up and creates smoke. And also penetrates your meat. So all those folks out there that says you can't get any smoke flavor or anything like that at higher temperatures, you're burning wood 100% of the time. So smoke is being produced, guys. You may not see as much smoke normally at those higher temperatures as you do at the lower temperatures, but you're definitely getting that smoke, and it's definitely helping flavor that food. But guys, thank you so much for joining us for our high heat episode. Don't forget, Mix It Up Mondays are every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard with our boy Chef John and his mixologist. Last week, Chef John even called his guest a tall drink of water. So don't forget, Mondays are super, super fun. You want to catch him. After hours are every Wednesday. Chef Greg and I at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, we cook a meal from start to finish. This week was actually bratwurst. It was a great episode. Absolutely delicious. Make sure you check that out. And of course, we do this every Friday, Funday Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. We do not miss a Friday. Don't forget, guys, we are giving away a wild side, 75-quart icer cooler, and enough Dirty Girl to last you about a weekend. No, there's a lot of Dirty Girl. It's actually as much Dirty Girl that could fit in that cooler is what we're going to send you. But do not forget about that giveaway. Do not forget about the July 4th sale going on now. If you go to recteqgrills.com, there are amazing bundles set up with the grills with deep, deep discounts. But you can also just purchase accessories and apparel and rubs and sauces and get 20% off of them. Don't forget the code recteq20. That's RECTEC 20 is the code. But don't forget, when we go off the air here We're going to be on Twitter, and you can check out that chicken. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter at recteqgrills.com. That way you can be the first to know about deals, flash sales, and awesome events happening with recteq. That is just absolutely beautiful. This is a big old Lodge cast iron skillet. I got this for about $59. You can pick up all your cast iron for amazing prices at Amazon.com. Again, we're cooking on the Bull RT700. We got the ultimate blend pellet. It's a mixture of red oak, white oak, and hickory. It's the perfect combination of those three woods to give us the most amazing amount of flavor added to our food. And again, this is the Bull. It's got the new leg stance. If you guys haven't noticed, those legs do look absolutely beautiful. You can find out all this information and find out all of these fine products at recteqgrills.com. Don't forget about that recteq20 coupon code. It'll be ending this weekend. Don't be upset. Go ahead and use it now. Go to recteqgrills.com. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you at the recteq.
recteq lifestyle, do 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 do.